Hi everyone, welcome to Birky's Book Time. It's Saturday, it's the weekend, so I hope you're all having a nice time. I didn't get a chance to upload part of the story yesterday because I was in school, so it was quite nice to see people, but I just didn't have a chance to get anything uploaded. So I thought I would do a double upload this weekend. Woohoo! So I'm going to try and upload today, and I'm going to try and upload a part of the story tomorrow as well. Archibald is here. Can you hear him snoring? There he is. Archie! He's asleep. Hi. Asleep, as always. I just need to explain something. Archie doesn't just sleep, he also eats and he also barks. However, he has to come up here and sleep while I'm reading, because if I leave him downstairs while I'm reading, he cries. So that's why Archie is always asleep on the bed when I'm reading. Okay, I'm going to give a shout out today to Quinn and Marshall. Hi boys, they've been listening along to Birky's Book Time and they said they're really enjoying the story, so I hope you enjoy the next part. Here we go. Miss Octavia Scrimshaw's finishing academy for young ladies was a cluster of wind-blown red brick buildings that stood in a wild corner of England. The school was proud to proclaim its elegant reputation in the society papers under a scrolled coat of arms, but the truth was, its reputation, like the buildings themselves, had steadily crumbled over the years and now was badly in need of repair. Lily's father had chosen to send her to the school after she'd frustrated a number of governesses. His main criterion, it was out of the way and no one there would ask questions about her. He'd even given her a false surname, Grantham, a combination of G for Grace, from her mother, and Hartman, their real surname. He never explained why, or what he was trying to hide her from, but since the time of Mamma's death, he'd become preoccupied with keeping Lily's whereabouts a secret, even moving them from London to keep deep in the countryside. Lily suspected he was just a natural-born worrier, though he still insisted she have the life of a normal, well-bred Victorian young lady. The trouble was, Lily reflected, as she sneaked up the last set of stairs to the girls' dormitory, she didn't want the life of a well-bred Victorian young lady. She wanted the life of an air pirate. Which was why, after her run-in with the Kraken, she decided to skip French conversation class and hide her remaining stash of penny dreadfuls before they were confiscated, or worse, destroyed, like every other vaguely interesting or illicit thing in this institution. The dormitory door was locked, but she knew how to deal with that. She took a hairpin from the bun of red hair, straightened it in her teeth, and popped it in the keyhole. Then she wiggled the pin about while turning the doorknob. It was a trick she practised many times, first learned from the notorious jackdaw, escapologist and thief extraordinaire. The book, not the man himself. Although she wouldn't have minded having a few words with him about advanced lockpicking if they ever bumped into one another. Anyway, according to Jack, all you had to do was listen out for the click. There it was. Quietly, Lily pulled open the door and crept into the dormitory, her boots squeaking across the floorboards. Ticking radiators warmed the room, and Lily heard the voices of the other girls chanting French verbs down in the corridors. A pale November sun hung above the opposite buildings, sneaking occasional beams of light in through the frost-covered windows to caress her face. Lily stopped beside her bed and pulled her penny dreadfuls from the drawer of her side table. She was about to push them under her mattress when she heard a faint, muffled sobbing. She glanced about. It seemed the dorm wasn't empty after all. Through a thin dividing curtain at the end of the row of beds, Lily glimpsed the silhouette of a hunched figure sitting in the corner of a mattress. She walked over and peered round the edge of the drape to find Molly Tarnish, the mechanical maid, sitting softly crying to herself, her metal shoulders shaking beneath her starched white pinny. Beyond her, the door to the servants' staircase stood ajar. Molly raised her head and snuffled away an oily tear. "Sorry, miss, I didn't hear you come in. I should probably go." "Oh, no need," Lily said. "I'm not supposed to be here either." She pulled a grubby handkerchief from her sleeve and handed it to Molly, who blew her nose with a sound as loud as a steam horn. "Thank you," Molly mumbled, returning the hanky to Lily. "Please pay it no mind." Lily stuffed the damp rag, now covered in engine oil, back to her blouse sleeve. "But whatever's the matter?" Molly held up a bright pink sheet from a pile behind her. "I put these in the washer with the school blazers, and they all change colour. Miss Scrimshaw's going to kill me when she finds out. She'll have me sent down the cog and bone merchants, or worse, she'll strip me parts and melt me down like poor old Elsie." Molly burst into more inconsolable tears. Lily patted her back. "Don't cry, Moll. We'll think of something. Maybe I could write to the school board on your behalf." Molly gave another choking sob. "Oh, please, miss, don't get them involved, I beg you." "Well, all right then." Lily examined the row of iron bedsteads, thinking. "I know," she said. "Why don't we use your dyed sheets on the bottom of the beds? Then we can use the old white ones as top sheets to hide them." Molly sniffed. "Do you really think so?" "I don't see why not," Lily replied. "Come on." She unfolded a pink sheet and pulled the covers off the nearest bed. Molly watched her for a moment, then stood to help. Working together, it didn't take them long to change the majority of the beds, and once the blankets were on, you could hardly tell the bottom sheets had been dyed the wrong colour. They'd nearly finished and were making up the last mattress at the top of the dormitory when a noise made them both whirl round. Alice Harvey was standing in the doorway with Lucretia Blackwell, their faces scrunched into sneers. "Look, Miss Harvey," Lucretia said, "Lily's helping the help." "What are you doing here?" Lily asked. "Madame Leroux told us to bring you to class," Alice replied. "We're doing chapter 22 in the art of making polite conversation in French." "I'm not coming," Lily told her. "I don't feel like it. Anyway, Madame wouldn't know polite conversation if it bit her on the behind." She threw a sideways glance at Molly, who bowed her head and stifled a wheezing laugh. "How dare you!" Lucretia grabbed the last of the sheets from Molly and threw them on the floor. "Look what you've done, you stupid mech! You've dyed them pink!" I'm sorry, miss," Molly mumbled back. Lily balled her fists. "Why don't you leave her alone?" she said, stepping forward to shield Molly from the two girls. "What business is it of yours?" Alice asked. "She's a friend of mine." She? Lucretia folded her arms across her chest and gave a disdainful laugh. "It's not alive, Lily. Mechs aren't living." "Besides," Alice scuttled closer to Lucretia, "everyone knows mechs and humans can't be friends. Mechs have no feelings." Lily sighed. It was exhausting dealing with such idiots. "Don't be ridiculous," she told them. "Of course they have feelings. They're no different to you or me." Lucretia tutted at her. "Oh, Lily, Lily, how wrong you are. Let me show you." She whipped out a hand and struck Molly around the head. Molly's eyes flared, but she didn't respond. "You see," Lucretia said, "it didn't even flinch." Creakily, Molly rubbed her head. She bent down and gathered her dropped sheets and stepped to the servants' door. "Please, missus, don't fight on my account. I'm sorry, but I've got to go. I've got work to do." "Go on then, mech," Lucretia spat. "Run along before you're thrown on the scrap heap." She smiled triumphantly at Alice. Lily had never wanted to hit anyone so much. She could barely stop herself. But she did, because she'd made a promise to Papa to behave, and behaving meant not causing trouble. Even so, as she ground her teeth and watched Molly hurry from the room, the anger ticked away inside her chest, threatening to explode. Lucretia gave a haughty snigger and Alice joined in. Finally, Lily could take it no more. There was not causing trouble, and then there was standing up for what was right. Because mechanicals deserve to be treated like anyone else. "Listen, you pair of simpering fatheads," she said. "If you ever speak to Molly that way again, You'll what?" Alice sneered. "Don't you threaten me." Lily bit her lip and thought better of her reply. Alice broke into a horsey smile. "See, you snotty little runt. You won't do anything, and that's the truth. Just because you're a mech lover, you think you can boss us around. Well, you can't. Now, apologise immediately, and we'll forget the whole thing." Lily shook her head. "You'll never apologise to Molly, so I'm not apologising to you." "As you wish." Alice lunged at Lily, making a grab for her hair. Lily ducked away and the girl's hand scratched at her collar, pulling at her bun. She tried to push back, but Lucretia had joined in with her friend. She'd got a hold of Lily's other arm, and she wouldn't let go. Alice's long nails raked at Lily's scalp, scratching her ears. There was nothing for it. She would have to retaliate. She swung her bald fist at Alice's face. Crack! Her knuckles made contact. And that's all for now. I'm going to read the next part later. See you then.